Good morning. It's a pleasure to welcome you to Imagine, to all of you who are here, and thousands of you who are watching this live webcast. Thank you for being such a wonderful and valuable partners to us as we reimagine the world together. With your help, we have achieved market leadership. We are changing the way business actually operates. Together, we are automating and transforming over 300 million processes worldwide. And that number is nearly 3 times more than the last year this time. We have over 1 million members today in Automation Anywhere community, powered by our incredible MVPs. My thanks to all of you. Now, Imagine has been an iconic event, an experience where people come to hear real customer stories, in-depth business and technology sessions, live product demonstration, and groundbreaking innovation. But this year marks a very pivotal inflection point. With the convergence of automation plus AI, we find ourselves in a moment in history like birth of a computer or internet. A moment in history that has reshaped our world irreversibly. Today, the power of automation plus AI is so profound that it will impact every single industry, every single company, every single department, and virtually every single role. It will change how we live our lives, and most importantly, how we will transform our businesses. Now, the future that we are entering will continue to evolve, and it is in its early innings. But make no mistake, it is not on the distant horizon. This epic transformation is happening today. And you will hear this from many customers in the next 2 days, echoing this again and again. My hope for you for the next 2 days is that you will be inspired by the live demonstration of our products and compelling customer stories and see the promise this holds for all of our employees and our people. We call it human to the power of AI. Its implications to our companies, our customers, and most significantly our people is profound. My goal is for you for the next 2 days to have a clear vision of this future and understanding of our roles in shaping it. Now, before we start, we must ask a basic question. Why? Why is this epic shift happening right now? And why is it important for us to seize this opportunity? Now, automation plus AI makes everything faster, better, more efficient. Certainly, it improves customer experience meaningfully. These are all the reasons that are very compelling reasons. But there is a bigger reason why. The fact is that our companies and societies operate on a growth. It is the foundation of how our societies operate. That is the only way we can support infrastructure, healthcare, social safety nets. Growth is foundation to everything. And in the history of human race, we have been growing with 2 main factors. The first is more people in the workforce. And the second, existing people producing more, otherwise called a productivity gain. Right? These 2 have been the prime driver of growth in economies. First time in our human history, this is changing. As many of you are aware, the available workforce is shrinking. World Bank predicts that the available workforce will not increase, will not stay the same, but it will decline by 3%, at least 3% in the coming decade. Now, just like that, we lost nearly half of the growth driver of that powered economies worldwide for forever. That's gone. So we must compensate for it by increasing productivity even faster to compensate for this decline. Now let me put this in perspective, the size of the problem. Last 40 years, the productivity we achieved used computers, internet, mobile devices, and every software ever written. Does anybody have an idea how to accelerate productivity even faster than that? Now you know that the automation plus AI is arriving at an opportune time to help us deal with that problem. What happens if we fail to achieve this productivity growth? When growth stalls, society stagnates. There is more unrest in the society. Democracies weaken. We see this around us. Productivity growth is not just a necessity for our businesses, it is a mandate from the society. And our role in shaping it and leading it is more important than ever. Very rarely, few people like us have a role to play that is outsized impact on the society. This is our opportunity. Now that we talked about why it is so important, what should we do to seize this opportunity? Now, the automation and AI promise is so immense. Its ability to transform business, every single department, every single function, and make a real impact on business KPIs, revenue, cost, risk mitigation, lead time, cycle time, customer experience, real impact on the outcomes. Now, how do we deploy a technology that is so broad but equally impactful across our business? We must think about it differently and not make this another incremental project. If you look at our businesses, on average, we use about 976 applications. Now, many of you are looking at this and saying, many of you use 3,000 to 5,000 applications. Yes, I know. That is a massive number of applications, and with very few of them working seamlessly together. We continue to invest millions, even billions in these applications. In fact, collectively, we spend $4.5 trillion in IT spend every year into these applications. And yet, productivity hasn't improved for many years. It's a fact. One of the main reasons that many of you have told me again and again is that your real challenge exists between these applications. That is where work happens. I have never heard anybody say that my core differentiator is how my HR system is implemented or how my CRM is implemented. That is not your core differentiator. Your core differentiator has always been how all of this comes together. That is who you are. That is what a company is. The essence of the company is expressed in how all the functions come together to serve their customers, employees, and partners. And it is this processes between applications that is acting like shackles on your growth. So we must solve that as if we really want to increase the productivity. For that, we must consider a platform that is different from the thousands of system of record applications. A platform we call system of work, powered by AI. The system of work orchestrates processes that are the essence of your business. While the system of record applications focuses on departments and functions, leaving our employees to work with many applications, system of work focuses on getting work done so that you can move 5%, 10%, and eventually 30 to 40% of all enterprise processes to this system of work. And fundamentally changing the operating model of the company and giving you a better ability to deal with disruptions. This is a fundamental shift in how we operate. Let us be clear. If we keep doing what we have been doing, only investing in existing system of record applications, we will not solve the productivity challenge. How could it? It hasn't worked for many years now, and a different approach is required. Now, our vision of system of work has been realized in our automation success platform, your new system of work. Combining the power of automation and AI, including generative AI, it has power to impact every team, every system, and every process, helping you drive growth, manage cost, and increase productivity like never before. At the top of the automation success platform are two powerful co-pilots. One for the business users and other for the developers. Now, about a year ago, after we named this capability co-pilot, there have been announcements of few other co-pilots from different companies. More the merrier. But make no mistake, while other co-pilots are designed to make the application silos better, that's good, there is only one co-pilot from Automation Anywhere that dramatically improves how work gets done across applications. There is only one co-pilot that is embedded, that can be embedded into any application, so that users don't have to change how they work. Instead, the automation and AI comes to them at their fingertips. And there is only one co-pilot that automatically generates business processes across hundreds or even thousands of applications, and not just a Python code. This is different. Now, during the next 2 days, you will hear and see many of these things live in action. Many of you have also known us for RPA, but today our platform offers so much more. It combines automation and AI. Think of automation as hands and AI as a brain, bringing it together in a way that has never been done before. Now, only hands or a brain by itself has very limited in their application. What do you do with just brain or just hand? But together, they hold enormous promise. It also offers you an entire life cycle of business transformation, offering you many technologies that you will need along your journey. From AI-powered process discovery, idea crowdsourcing, RPA, APIs, document automation, to process orchestration. And this is the only platform that seamlessly scales and offers Pathfinder. It is one of the most effective automation success program in the industry. Now, for many years, we have been engineering artificial intelligence solutions that have been embedded into our automation platform. These are specialized AI solutions designed with years of expertise in process automation. But today, you will also hear about many capabilities powered by generative AI. We have infused generative AI in many of our products, again, combining the brain and hands together in a seamless way. We have added integrations to many LLM models and created a responsible use framework with guardrails so that you can put AI to work today. The world that we are seeing is, no matter which LLM models you start with, we don't think we will be using only one LLM models. As they are evolving, some are better at something and others are better as others. We think it is our role to bring you many choices so that you have an ability to pick, but with the same governance, controls, and guardrails. We'll also talk about industry's first generative AI model for work, but let's cover that a little later. All of this works on a trust platform. It is industry's one of the most trusted platform. It offers security and governance that is best in the industry today. Now we have talked about why, what, and how we can seize this opportunity. Why? Because we have a growth and productivity mandate. What? We must think differently as a system of work so that we can transform eventually entire enterprise. And how? Automation success platform. But who better to put all of this in perspective and our unique role in history in leading and shaping it than two of our customers. Both of these customers are from a very different industry. They have their differences in how they are approaching it, and yet similarities. I'd like to invite first Agam Upadhyay to the stage. Agam is SVP Chief Technology Officer of GSK. Thank you, Agam.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Agam, GSK, and you hardly need an introduction, but for the global audience, maybe we start if you introduce yourself in GSK.
Sure. So my name is Agam Upadhyay. I'm Chief Technology Officer at GSK, previously known as GlaxoSmithKline. So GSK is one of the top pharma companies, and we unite science, technology, and talent to fight against the disease together. That's what we do. And we use science of immune system, human genetics, and technology, and focused on 4 core therapeutic areas: HIV, infectious disease, respiratory immunology, and oncology. That's what we do. And 70,000 of us are present in 80 countries. And every day, we just woke up to be ambitious for our patients and do the right thing because everybody's counting on us.
Fantastic. In your role, you see such a huge part of the world and probably every system that was ever invented. Tell us what is on your top agenda.
Yeah, so look, being a pharma company, I think top of our agenda is actually R&D pipeline. So what we have done is we're supercharging R&D pipeline using data. So we're doubling down on data, analytics, machine learning, obviously AI.
Yeah.
Along with it, basically core foundational element of building our cloud system. So GSK, by end of next year, will not have any data centers. We'll be running completely on public cloud.
Yeah.
And I think that's the core foundational element for us to get to the innovation that we want and so forth. Along with, there's many things happening in terms of what we are doing in our generative AI aspect of it, and also hyperautomation. That's one of the key priorities as well, to drive the automation across the organization and get the best value out of it.
Tell us more what hyperautomation means. It's one of those words. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, so look, I come from the background where, and this is Agam's playbook,
Yeah.
which I always use it. I believe in a connected ecosystem, and I think most organizations, if you look at it, and if you look at the history of technology evolution, you will see it, that most organizations actually who able to create connected ecosystems sustain longer, and you get the most value out of it. So what we are doing in GSK, the GSK is to kind of bringing in all the individual tools and platforms together, to integrate them, to create the ecosystem where we are providing the most value, and 1 + 1 = 3, rather than individual tracks running on their own.
Yeah.
There's one part of it. And I think you covered other part, which is how to really bring the operating model in such a manner where we create a center for enablement, where we build the right processes, we provide the consultative services to all the businesses, because this is no longer a technology project or program. This has to be adopted and run by business. So enable the business, and more importantly, create this federated environment where this innovation is happening outside of technology as well. So I'm a very, very, very proponent, and always recommend that we create the ecosystem platform approach, and then create the operating model to decentralize and kind of drive the innovation at the business level.
Empower everybody, and they will find a way to make best use of the technology and bring governance and security to it.
Absolutely.
I've heard of GG. Tell me what that is.
Yeah, so GG is something I'm very proud of.
Yeah.
My team, and some of them are here in the crowd as well. So GG came after ChatGPT. So ChatGPT was obviously look, we all have been working on AI for many, many years. I think ChatGPT just made it it's like almost every household discussion.
Yeah.
So when we looked at it, and immediately the idea came together that how can we create a ChatGPT for GSK? So GG is actually a ChatGPT for GSK that does a lot of human response type Q&A, but also do general tasks and so forth. That was the beginning of it.
Yeah.
But then what happened later on was, as we started delving into it, we realized that if we can go to next slide, we realized that, we can actually build the capabilities, right? And capabilities could be documents, creation, capability could be, how to knowledge synthesis and so forth. Using those capabilities, then we said, okay, what are the use cases, right? And if you look at it here, what we are trying to do it is every color coded has a capability. And this is just the beginning of it, by the way. And then we said, okay, on the top layer, we'll create some sort of a user experience. In terms of today, it's web-based, but how can we bring the app-based or create the connectors and APIs and so forth to get the most value out of it? Now, think of like this. In the large organization like GSK, and especially with very highly compliant and so forth, we have, and you talked about it, so many systems. And people have been trying to do this for so long, how to integrate and get the automation and get the most value out of it. So we built this as a digital assistant for our organization, which means every employee at some point of time will have, if you go to the next slide, because we have a lot of system of records. All of us have, right? So we talked about 500 applications, 5,000 applications, so forth, and so as we. Think about the layer of applications that are out there that we use. We use for our compliance training, we use for our approvals, we use it for our even searching for R&D molecule and so forth, right? Then think about all these LLM models. Now, the LLM models that are foundational model that we all have, all the companies, right? Then we have all the co-pilots, as you said, you have, and then more the merrier, all of it. If we don't have a proper governance, and if we don't have this integration layer, then my worry is it will create, again, that sprawl of things that we have to control and the technical debt and issues and so forth. So we are now using this method, and which started with a very small program, to now expand it, where we have on the top layer, GG will work as our interaction layer with all the automation and so forth. Underline, we'll build this integration layer in the middle of it, and the underline, we have all the system of records that can be used. And on the side, we'll connect every single LLM, whether it's foundational built by us, or whether we use leverage separately.
It's amazing to see in a company as old as GSK, you're reimagining the whole operating model of how it should work in the future.
Thank you. No, it's amazing. I mean, I'm very proud of it. And look, I think, and Mihir and I, we talk about all the time, it is so important to, where we are in terms of our journey, where we are in terms of what, as technologists in technology field, and especially like I can tell easily with pharma organization, I mean, sky's the limit. I mean, this is a time to just unleash the power of technology that we have and go as bold as you can.
So let me put it in my words. So is it fair to say your struggle is, again, between all these hundreds and thousands of applications? And if I understood it right, you're bringing many of them, including some co-pilots together under something that can fit across entire application.
Exactly. That's what we're trying. And look, I mean, this is not going to be an easy journey because what you're gonna face a lot of issues, you're gonna face a lot of hurdles and so forth. But have a grand vision and then execute it.
There you go. Tell me, what's the vision of the future? Paint a picture for us 2 years from now, 3 years from now. What do you say?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that like in many of our, if you look at the history, there's a time before silicon and after silicon. There was a life before, iPhone and after iPhone.
That's right.
I think this is where it's going to be life before generative AI and after generative AI. I'm very, very convinced that I think our ways of working, our opportunities, and the way the business is done, forget about technology part of it. That landscape is changing, but the way the business is done, and you can pretty much take every company in terms of pharmaceutical or CPG or take any pieces. It will change the roles, it will change the jobs, it will change the business outcome. It will just make us a lot more efficient and faster to get to it. Because, look, in pharma industry, I can tell you one thing. It takes about 7 to 8 years, about $2 to $3 billion to discover one molecule. We just came out of pandemic. We didn't have 10 years.
That's right.
And we didn't have that much. Like, we need to move fast. The only way to break that cycle is to just leverage this the piece that we have right now with us in terms of technology and data.
Thank you so much, Agam, for coming us and sharing your wisdom. Appreciate it. Thank you. The next customer I'd like to introduce to you comes from a very different industry. That is Carlos Barreto, CIO of Petrobras. Carlos, welcome to the stage. Thank you.
Mr. Mihir.
Carlos and his team flew from Brazil. Thank you for flying in.
Sure.
The last time we were talking, you were in China and I was in Africa climbing Kilimanjaro at 19,000 feet.
Yes, quite interesting.
This is much easier.
Much easier.
Yeah, in person.
This is correct.
Yeah. Carlos, maybe you start with introducing you and Petrobras to all of us.
Sure. My name is Carlos Barreto. I'm the CIO of Petrobras. And for you that, if you haven't heard of Petrobras before, we are the largest energy company in South America and in Brazil by extension. Our company is 70 years old, and we are known for our ultra-deep water, oil, and gas exploration. Petrobras has roughly 45,000 employees directly and another 150 third parties that we work with. We are heavy users of technology, and we have been the leading patent creators in South America for the last 10 years.
I didn't know that.
So we will continue to use technology for a long time to see.
Fantastic. Again, you are in a place where you see so many systems, so many applications. What is top in the CIO agenda for you for this year and next?
For this year and next, okay. Let me start with the long run.
Yeah.
Right? I think the honest answer for that question is we don't know.
Okay.
Right? There are so many emerging technologies in the marketplace right now, so many potential for disruption, and so many of those technologies are merging into themselves that it's very hard to say we're going to be in 1, 2, or 3 years. What I can tell you for sure is that our approach to technology is going to remain the same. We're definitely going to be looking into those new technologies, the way they're emerging, and how we match them against our business needs. So that's for sure.
Okay.
And for the short answer, for the 6 months that you mentioned, what I want to be doing, and I want to steal the thunder for my colleague that will be speaking later.
Yeah, they have a keynote later, so make sure to listen to them.
Exactly. I don't want to steal the thunder from him, but in 6 months from now, what I'm be doing is I want to pick up the phone. I want to call my boss and tell her, your IT team just saved you $1 billion.
I like it.
So
I'm
going to be doing the virtual mic drop.
And ask for a raise or something.
Exactly, something like that.
So tell us what you're doing now. Give us if you're going to do that in 6 months, give us a maybe preview, a little bit of it.
Absolutely.
What you've been up to in automation, generative AI, AI, everything.
As you well know, we have been working on a generative AI project in our corporate side of the house at Petrobras. We have used generative AI and automation to come up with a winning case on taxes that will save Petrobras $120 million per year. And that is just the beginning, because we did that for just one of the many taxes that we pay. Petrobras is a company that pays $54 billion every year. And you may say that 120 is just very little, but we are just basically tackling one of the taxes that we pay. So we're going to be scaling that into a much broader program.
How long it took you to create something that saves $120 million?
You definitely want to steal his thunder, but
okay, I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's going to be, we did that in 3 weeks.
That's incredible.
It is incredible. It is incredible. And I don't want to give people the impression
come on.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks to our IT team. We did it all in 3 weeks, and I don't want to give people the impression that it was easy. Because we have very dedicated people working on it, people very knowledgeable from the Automation Anywhere side of the house, and as well with Petrobras. But in fact, the most challenging part of it was to come up with a bot that would compile all of our spreadsheets. Don't tell anyone that we had spreadsheets. But we basically struggled a little bit to put that all together. And then the easy part was to put the generative AI. I didn't know before that, but generative AI now seems to be like an API on the cloud. An API call
easy
on the cloud.
To do,
easy to move.
3 weeks?
3 weeks. And we did it in 2 weeks.
It's amazing. Tell us, where does this go? You're on this journey. What automation's next? Are you going to do it across other departments? What is the vision?
Absolutely. Now that we have a poster child, we need to beef up our team. We need to make sure that the people who are going to be coming knocking on our doors, we're going to be able to help them out. But I think the first step that we need to take is to scale that within the taxation group that we have at Petrobras. All those $54 billion, they represent a huge opportunity for us coming forward. We want to tackle that challenge first, and then we want to scale to the rest of the corporate side of Petrobras. We're already users of AI on exploration and refineries.
You've been for a while.
We've been for a while.
You mentioned you're the largest register of patents. So
exactly. But
how about taking this to the many knowledge workers across different departments, different functions eventually?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think there's a great opportunity for us doing some of the AI, the generative AI work on HR.
Yeah.
On the procurement side of Petrobras, which is also very demanding of the type of technology. So I think we have a very ripe environment for the taking of this type of
to across the department.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing, and
Thank you.
What an amazing story.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you very much.
Appreciate
Be sure
it.
to.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
You know, I'm still digesting 3 weeks and $120 million. Reminds me of a story of it's called a 4-minute a mile. So this is about running. For the longest time in human history, it was well accepted that a human being cannot cross a limit of 4 minutes a mile. Just well accepted fact. Until in 1954, somebody broke the limit of that and achieved 4 minutes a mile. Now that's not the interesting part. In next couple of years, 9 people broke the limit. You know what changed? It said it is possible. I think what an amazing story. Until before I started this keynote, I didn't know 3 weeks and 120 million is possible. And just like that, it is. We have to digest that somehow. Thank you for Agam. How about we give both of them a big round of applause again for sharing their story. Today at Imagine, we are announcing many new capabilities. New capabilities for Copilot to take productivity to the next level. New capabilities in our powerhouse automation engine. And many announcements in generative AI. Shortly, Adi, our Chief Product Officer, will share and show you live demos of many of these capabilities. But I wanted to share with you one capability that holds an unimaginable promise and will pave the way to the future. It is industry's first generative AI model for work, leveraging our 20 years of expertise in delivering automation. Our generative AI model works on top of your choice of foundational models. If you decide to use OpenAI, Google Vertex, Amazon Bedrock, or any other, it works with it, but it adds knowledge of work to it. It is capable of conversing in a natural language to get work done. If you make a request in natural language, for example, computer process all mortgage applications that meet certain criteria, it will automatically, dynamically create workflows across applications to get work done. Now, in a way, we have all seen this before, in Star Trek or in our favorite science fiction movies. When the captain says, computer, reconfigure the deflector shield and something else, we watch it as if it's normal. Yeah? What you don't see happening is a developer doesn't come to the captain and say, Captain, what you just said takes 6 months to implement. Or IT doesn't come and say, it takes 2 months to scale and provision these things. Or that it costs $20 million and it is not in the budget. That would be funny if it happened in Star Trek. But what is happening is a computer is able to understand the natural language, convert it into series of steps, based on that, create dynamic workflows across application, and it is so well trusted in 22nd or 24th century that it executes right away. Now, many months ago, we asked ourselves, could we create a generative AI model that is exclusively designed to do this? We know so much about getting work done. And when we started it, the first version produced about 5% of workflows from the natural language. Then we trained it even more. And it got to about 30% of the work was automatically generated from the natural language. And we got excited. And in last couple of months, we see a potential for this to reach 60 to 70% in near future, where you just talk to the computer and work is automatically generated. Now, it will be a while for us to trust it fully. For a long time, we will see it, we'll edit it, we'll modify it, make sure it is right. But it is the future of work, where you're spending less and less time talking about the work and focusing on just getting work done. Imagine that you are operating with these models and customizing them to your industry or your specific needs. You would be able to execute work not 10% faster, but 10 times faster. And the competitive advantage it offers you is unprecedented. And many of your competitions is currently doing it. So it's a matter of choice whether you choose to do it or not. When you think of generative AI, for content, you rightfully think of OpenAI, Google, Amazon, Microsoft. When you think of generative AI for images, you think of DALL-E and others. When you think of generative AI for work, you must think Automation Anywhere. Let us be clear. There isn't any company on the planet that has as much experience running millions of processes across thousands of applications. And all this knowledge is made available to you through our platform. Now I want to talk to you about something that is close to our heart and close to the heart of many of our employees as well. This incredible technology is only meaningful if the promise of this future belongs to everyone. And for that, reskilling is essential. Automation Anywhere is proud to be part of World Economic Forum's commitment to reskill 1 billion knowledge workers. Our training and technology today empowers amazing people all over the world. From helping Ukraine refugees with life-saving supplies, to training women in South Africa for tech jobs, to supporting technology labs in Ghana for thousands of students, to training villagers in India, to opening an AI center in Mississippi Delta, US. Our unwavering dedication to social impact and causes not only continues, but it thrives. Automation Anywhere is a member of the World Economic Forum's Good Work Alliance. It's a program that ensures that a resilient, equitable, inclusive, just, and a human-centric future of work. If this technology makes rich richer and poor poorer, we have failed in our larger responsibility. I invite you to join us so that we can do all we can to make sure the promise of this future belongs to everyone. This new system of work, powered by automation plus AI, is enabling companies to be far more productive, far more efficient, and more innovative. It is the linchpin to sustainable growth in an age where just hiring more people is not sustainable. There isn't any other choice. But we have a decision to make. We have a choice. Either to keep investing in thousands of system of record applications and hope that this time the outcome will be somehow different, or reimagine how we transform our business by creating a new system of work that fundamentally changes operating model. You have a choice to either treat automation plus AI as another incremental project, do 2 use cases here and 3 here, or boldly and decisively forward to drive business so that every department, every function, and eventually entire enterprise adopts this technology as a new way of operating business. We have a choice. Do we sit on sidelines while the entire economies are getting rewired, or do we reskill our workforce, empowering them like no other time in history? I can tell you that in automation plus AI has captured the imaginations of CXOs and board members everywhere. In my role, I have an opportunity to meet, maybe in the last 6 months, 500 to 1,000 CXOs. And what they need from all of you is a point of view. They are trying to figure out how to take a technology like this and put it across the entire enterprise. Now, these technologies are not going to float in air. They have to be in the context of a process. That is where they are most effective. They need to be managed by a COE. They need to be governed, and it needs to be scaled. And just like Carlos mentioned, somebody has to implement in 3 weeks and maybe save $2 million, if not 120, to show them what is possible. Yeah? All of these things have to be done, and somebody have to lead the board members and CXOs to what is possible. And they need your input. Now, in my view, you are best suited to do that, because it's the processes where these technologies, when they come together, creates the best impact, not just by staying in a silo. It is a great opportunity to create an impact for your business and for your careers. The age of AI. Now is the time, the automation plus AI, to automate thousands of processes that we could never automate before. It has never been more possible, more affordable, or more urgent. As you heard from Agam and Carlos, the time is now. And here is the best part. In the age of AI, our customers and most of all our employees win. This is the human to the power of AI. A truly transformational pathway to amazing possibilities, enabling people to be far more productive than any other time in human history, far more inspired, far more engaged, and far more human. I couldn't be more thrilled that you are here with us. Please enjoy the programs we have planned for you. Thank you.